Hi, it's Brandon Slade from ThirstGym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called the seated dumbbell overhead press. This is a great shoulder exercise. Going to put some mass on your anterior delts. You're also going to get some tricep work as well as you go to reach overhead. You will need a utility bench that can get to about 90 degrees or so to be able to do this. As long as you're going to get some back support, it's going to let you be a little bit more strict with your overhead pressing. I will say that if you're somebody that has shoulder issues, or getting overhead in general, this may not be the exercise for you. I think you might want to look into some different landmine variations to where you're still kind of pressing overhead to an extent, but a little bit more in front of you, or look at lower incline options to be able to kind of get a quasi overhead press that works well for your shoulders. You can also check out different neutral grip variations as well. With all that said, if your shoulder's still fine, you have no problem getting overhead, this is a great way to put some mass on your shoulders. When it comes to your bench, again, like I said, about 90 degrees. This is pretty dang close the way this bench is set up. I will also say that I have really bad shoulder mobility, and my shoulders get achy from time to time, and a lot of times I will set this just back from the one that's at 90 degrees, so this is probably 80-ish, give or take. This small difference makes it so I don't feel like I'm cranked through extension trying to do my overhead work. I can actually kind of keep my ribs down a little bit more. I'm in a more comfortable position, and I can get overhead as well, and to me it feels a lot better. But again, that's all personal preference. You'll have to play with that yourself and see what you think. So I'm going to demonstrate it at this, but just know that that's the options. Then you're going to need two dumbbells that you're going to basically pick up from the floor, put on your legs here. And once you're in position, if you're a stronger guy or lady, you have a hard time lifting these up overhead, you can kick them like that. And even if you get sometimes heavier than, you sometimes need somebody to give you a hand to be able to hold on to them, totally okay as well. So what you're going to do, you're going to get in this position here. We're basically going to have our palms facing away from us. Again, I really want to try to emphasize that my back's flat. Like I said, here I can keep my back pretty flat in this position. But if I was in that 90-degree position, I would probably have to be here to get overhead in a good position, and I don't like to feel that way, and I also have had low back issues. So this is a better position for me. Head's back. I'm going to press overhead, bring the dumbbells together. They don't have to touch. Okay, you don't have to be that person in the gym that's doing that. Okay, that's completely unnecessary. Just come overhead and then back, just like that. You do want to bring them together a little bit to finish the flexion piece here, but like I said, you don't want to bounce them off each other, but you also don't want to be like this. Okay, come down to the dumbbell heads basically by your shoulders, so you're getting a full range of motion, and then all the way up and all the way down, and just like that. Very simple. Okay, this is obviously a little bit more of a complex exercise in terms of multi-joint. It's big, it's not in isolation, totally okay. So when it comes to this, you're obviously going to be somewhat limited if you are really strong and you can't have somebody hand you heavy dumbbells, then you might be limited with your sets and your reps. But overall, I think when it comes to an exercise like this, because it's so compound, doing sets of 8 to 12 is probably the best place to be. It's relatively heavy, but you can still acquire some volume and be able to get a good quality pump from it. I don't think you necessarily want to do sets of 20 with the dumbbell. If that's the case, you maybe want to look into some machine work. I think it's just a little bit safer in the long run. And also, like I said, it's compound, so let's kind of use that to our advantage to move as much weight as we can with our shoulder work. So that's how I would set up the incline. Again, being an overhead variation, 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, probably a great place to be. Probably use this as your standard shoulder exercise in most cases than not. You certainly can do different barbell and machine-based work as well. But for the most part, you're going to find this destroys and targets your delts in a great way, and it feels relatively good as long as you don't have shoulder issues. If somebody has little shoulder issues, again, try some different variations that I mentioned. I think you'll find that you can still press overhead to some degree and get some quality shoulder growth, just not directly overhead. So again, any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.